Most developers use JavaScript classes but don't understand what's happening behind the scenes. That's why prototypes are a favorite interview topic. In this lesson, you'll see how JavaScript really handles inheritance and why classes are just syntactic sugar. Let's zoom out. When you create thousands or even millions of objects in a real application, you don't want every object storing duplicate copies of the same functions. That would waste memory and hurt performance. Instead, JavaScript shares methods through prototypes. That's exactly why prototypes exist, and when you write a class, JavaScript quietly builds prototypes behind the scenes. Understanding this changes how you debug, optimize, and design applications. Let's build something real. Imagine we're building the user system for a productivity app. Every user has a name and can log in, create index.html and script.js, connect them and open live server. Open Chrome DevTools. That's where professional JavaScript developers spend a lot of their time. Notice something? The login function is copied into every object. That's fine for 2 users, terrible for 2 million. Wait, where did new come from? Most tutorials simply say it creates an object, but that's only part of the story. Now something amazing happens. Alex doesn't own this function. Sarah doesn't either. They both share one single copy. Let's prove this isn't magic. Why? Because JavaScript couldn't find login inside Alex, so it walked up the prototype chain. Professional developers constantly inspect this during debugging. Expand object, expand prototype, watch where login lives. Whenever JavaScript cannot find something, it asks the prototype. If not there, it asks the next prototype. Eventually, it reaches null. That's called the prototype chain. Now we build something fun. One attack function, thousands of characters, minimal memory, exactly how games work. You just built JavaScript's prototype inheritance system. You'll also find the key takeaway summary, code, quiz, and coding challenge in the description. Now, let's rewrite everything. Looks different, but is it? Boom. Same prototype. Different syntax. Classes didn't replace prototypes, they organized them. Interview question, what is a JavaScript class? Expected answer, a class is syntactic sugar over JavaScript's prototype-based inheritance. Junior developers usually stop at a blueprint. Mid-level developers explain how prototype linkage works. Senior developers explain memory sharing, prototype chain, method lookup, performance implications. Now let's take this one step further with inheritance. Instead of rewriting the same code, a new class can reuse everything from an existing one and only add what's unique. Here, admin inherits all the features of character, like attack and heal, while adding its own delete user method. This is how real applications keep code clean, reusable, and easy to maintain. Here's a common mistake. Developers often replace every method with an arrow function without understanding the trade-offs. Arrow functions handle this differently and are created per instance instead of being shared on the prototype. Use them when you need lexical this, but don't make them your default choice. Set a breakpoint Step through the code, inspect the prototype chain, and watch how JavaScript resolves each method. This is how professional developers find the real cause of bugs. Prototypes are everywhere. React, Node.js, Express, and browser APIs all use them behind the scenes. Learn prototypes once, and you'll understand how real JavaScript applications are built. Let's inspect an object's prototype with Object.getPrototypeOf. You can also change it with Object.setPrototypeOf, but avoid doing that in real projects. It can hurt performance and make your code harder to maintain. Quick question for you. Did you already know classes are built on prototypes, or is this a new discovery? Let me know in the comments. Next time, we're tackling error handling plus debugging mindset, where you'll learn how professional developers diagnose bugs systematically using Chrome DevTools, stack traces, breakpoints, and a repeatable debugging workflow you'll use every day in real-world development.